The Power Healing of Your Subconscious Mind, Joseph Murphy. Nowadays, the lines between science and spirituality are becoming increasingly blurred, revealing a hidden truth that has eluded humanity for centuries: the incredible power of the human mind to heal. This is not a fantasy or the stuff of myths, but a profound reality that has been explored by visionaries, both ancient and modern, who dared to venture beyond the conventional wisdom of their times. They sought answers to life's most pressing questions, not just in laboratories or sacred temples, but within the deepest recesses of the human psyche. This journey begins with a simple yet radical idea: that the key to a healthier, more fulfilled life may lie not in external remedies or cutting-edge medical treatments, but within the untapped potential of our own minds. For centuries, people have looked outside themselves for cures, seeking relief from illness, stress, and suffering through pills, potions, and procedures. Yet what if the true source of healing resides within us, waiting to be unlocked? The convergence of science and spirituality is not merely a modern trend. It is a rediscovery of ancient wisdom, reinterpreted through the lens of contemporary understanding. This text invites you to explore this intersection, where the boundaries of the known world expand, and the mysteries of the human mind come into sharp focus. It is a place where faith, suggestion, and belief converge to create powerful forces capable of transforming both body and soul. At the heart of this exploration lies the work of Joseph Murphy, a pioneering thinker who delved into the power of the subconscious mind to create real and lasting change. Murphy's teachings draw on ancient rituals and modern techniques, including prayer therapy, to demonstrate that the mind is not merely a passive observer, but an active participant in the process of healing. His work challenges the notion that health is solely the domain of medicine, and suggests that we possess within ourselves the tools to achieve well-being, if only we know how to use them. However, this is not merely a theoretical game or a theoretical discussion in philosophy. It doesn't matter if one has experience with psychology or medicine. The concepts covered here are useful, doable, and open to anyone. It takes nothing more advanced than an open mind and a willingness to consider alternative approaches to health and well-being in order to reap the benefits of these concepts. Your path of discovery will be facilitated by this text, which will provide you with practical tips and methods to improve your physical and mental well-being on a regular basis. It is going to be an intellectual as well as a very personal experience that you will discover as you set out on this transformative path. This is a route that challenges you to search within, to find the inner strength you might not have known you had, and to alter the way you view the outside world, your physical self, and the power of your thoughts. This is more than simply a book. It's an invitation to enter a new way of thinking in which the mind is a potent tool for transformation and healing rather than just a place to think. Across the ancient world, in every corner of the globe, there was a deep instinctual belief that somewhere, hidden within the fabric of reality, lay a mysterious healing power. This power, they believed, could restore the body's natural harmony, mending the fractures in its physical and spiritual well-being. It wasn't just a fleeting notion, it was a conviction that transcended borders and cultures, permeating the collective consciousness of humanity. The ancients were certain that under specific conditions, this enigmatic force could be summoned, and with it, the suffering of the sick could be alleviated. Their conviction was not based on mere speculation, but on centuries of observation and practice, handed down through generations. The history of every nation, whether etched in stone or whispered in sacred texts, is a testament to this enduring belief. From the grand temples of Egypt to the secluded shrines of the East, the quest for healing was universal, and those who sought it knew that the key to unlocking this power lay in the hands of the few who were chosen. It was often held in the early periods of human history that the capacity to influence others, for good or ill, was a gift given to a chosen few. In addition to their perceived wisdom, priests, shamans, and holy men were held in high regard for their capacity to communicate with the divine. These were no ordinary men. Instead, they were regarded as divine go-betweens, capable of channeling the might of the gods themselves. In particular, the healing of the sick was considered a divine act, a manifestation of a higher will, and the techniques used varied as much as the societies that used them. Healing rituals and practices took many different forms throughout the ancient world, each one specific to the people's spiritual and cultural background. In certain cultures, people sought healing by chanting intense prayers in front of the gods. In other cases, the procedure comprised complex rituals that included the application of holy items like amulets, talismans, and relics, as well as the reciting of incantations and the laying on of hands. It was thought that these items carried the essence of the divine, bestowing health and protection upon their wearer. Take, for example, the ancient temple priests who combined the administration of medicinal herbs with hypnotic suggestions. Before the patient succumbed to sleep, they would be told that the gods would visit them in their dreams, bringing with them the gift of healing. And indeed, many who underwent these rites reported miraculous recoveries. To the modern observer, these cures might seem like the result of mere suggestion, a powerful placebo effect at work. Yet for the ancients, these rituals were far more than psychological tricks. They were sacred acts of communion with the divine. In the rich tapestry of religious practices, healing rituals often took on an air of mystery, designed to captivate the imagination and draw the practitioner deeper into the spiritual experience. Consider the devout followers of Hecate, the goddess of witchcraft, who believed that they could see the goddess herself in their dreams. If only they followed her rites with exacting precision, they were instructed to perform bizarre rituals like grinding lizards with resin, incense, and myrrh under the light of a crescent moon. These rites, strange as they were deeply symbolic, intended to appeal to the subconscious mind and open it to the influence of divine power. The effectiveness of these ancient rituals can be debated endlessly, but what is undeniable is their impact on the minds of those who believed. The very strangeness of the rituals, mixing animal parts with sacred herbs under the night sky, served to heighten the sense of mystery and awe. This in turn made the subconscious mind more receptive to suggestions, allowing the healing process to unfold in a way that seemed miraculous. The power of belief, combined with the ritualistic appeal to the subconscious, created a potent environment where healing could occur. It's important to understand that these ancient practices were not just about curing the body. They were about restoring balance and harmony to the entire being. Healing was seen as a holistic process, one that required the alignment of body, mind, and spirit. The rituals were a means to this end, tools to focus the mind and channel the divine energies that were believed to pervade the universe. As we look back on these practices with modern eyes, it's easy to dismiss them as primitive or superstitious. Yet, there is a profound wisdom in these ancient traditions, a recognition of the deep connection between mind and body that science is only beginning to fully appreciate. The ancients understood that healing was not just a physical process, but a spiritual one as well, requiring the participation of the whole person. In a world where the lines between science and spirituality are increasingly blurred, we find ourselves revisiting these ancient beliefs, not as relics of a bygone era, but as insights into the enduring nature of the human experience. The rituals may have changed, and the gods may have different names, but the underlying truth remains. The power to heal lies not just in the hands of the physician, but in the mind and spirit of the individual. Whether through prayer, meditation, or the simple act of believing, we continue to seek that mysterious power, hoping to restore balance and harmony to our lives. And in doing so, we walk in the footsteps of our ancestors, tapping into a tradition as old as humanity itself. Imagine a power within you so profound it can transform your reality, heal your body, and bring your deepest desires to fruition. This power, hidden in the recesses of your subconscious mind, has been the true healer throughout the ages. Time and again, unofficial healers, those outside the realm of conventional medicine, have achieved remarkable results where even the most advanced medical practices have failed. How do they do it? The answer lies in the blind, unwavering belief of the individual in their own healing, which unleashes the dormant potential of the subconscious mind. Throughout history, the methods employed by these healers were often bizarre. strange concoctions and rituals that seemed to defy logic. Yet, it was precisely their strangeness that captivated the imagination of those seeking relief. This heightened emotional state opened a gateway to the subconscious, allowing suggestions of health and well-being to take root and flourish. The conscious mind, in its heightened state of belief, became a willing participant, while the subconscious quietly worked its magic, bringing about the desired healing. Think about what the ancient texts say. Believe that you have received whatever you have asked for in prayer, and it will be yours. This remark is a potent method for utilizing the creative force of your thoughts. It is more than just spiritual advice. The important thing is to know for sure that your wish has already been granted. This seed you sow in your mind grows to be as real as anything you can see or touch. The effectiveness of this method depends on your capacity to maintain this conviction regardless of outside events. When you do this, your conscious wishes are matched with your subconscious mind, and the outcome will eventually show up in your reality. The method is straightforward yet profound. Sow the concept, give it belief, and allow the subconscious to bring it to life. Your mind is the fertile soil in which your thoughts grow. They are like seeds. You have the ability to change not only your health, but your life itself by grasping and putting this principle into practice. Faith is the cornerstone upon which miracles are built. Time and again, this truth echoes through the teachings of the past, particularly in the words of Jesus. According to your faith, let it be done to you. This statement holds a profound truth. Faith is not just a religious concept. It's a powerful mental state, an unwavering certainty that what you accept deeply in your conscious mind will inevitably manifest in your life. We need to plant our wishes in the rich soil of our subconscious minds, just like a farmer plants seeds in the earth, hoping they will sprout. The farmer has faith in the principles of nature, understanding that every seed will produce fruit unique to its species. Similarly, faith is putting your trust in the invisible, in the mind's inherent ability to reap what it has planted. It is a deep-seated conviction and inner knowing that rejects reason and empirical data in favor of the subconscious's ability to shape reality. Faith, as described in ancient texts, is more than mere belief. It is a deliberate choice to set aside the doubts and limitations imposed by the rational mind. It is an act of complete trust in the boundless potential of the subconscious. This kind of faith transcends the ordinary. It is the quiet conviction that, no matter what appearances suggest, the desired outcome is already a reality within. A powerful example of this principle is found in the story of the blind man who approached Jesus. When asked if they believed he could heal them, they responded with a resounding, "Yes, Lord," and with that, their sight was restored. What happened in that moment was more than a physical healing. It was the manifestation of their faith, the inner conviction that something extraordinary would occur. Their belief wasn't just a hope, it was an expectation, a deep feeling that their prayers had already been answered, and so their faith made it so. Faith is the key that unlocks the door to the limitless potential of the subconscious mind. It's the force that bridges the gap between desire and reality, allowing what is imagined to become what is experienced. To live with faith is to live with the certainty that, no matter the obstacles, the power within you is greater, capable of bringing forth miracles in your life. For centuries, a timeless healing technique has been practiced by diverse cultures across the globe, transcending religious boundaries and affiliations. This approach, simple yet profound, taps into the innate power of the subconscious mind, unlocking the body's natural ability to heal itself. In ancient times, this method was embraced by healers, saints, and spiritual leaders alike, all of whom understood the delicate interplay between faith, belief, and the subconscious. One of the most powerful aspects of this healing technique lies in the command to maintain silence about the healing. When Jesus healed the sick, he often instructed them to tell no one of their miraculous recovery. This wasn't just a matter of humility or secrecy. It was a crucial step in safeguarding the newly restored health of the individual. Jesus knew that the skeptical and dismissive words of unbelievers could easily sow seeds of doubt, fear, and anxiety in the minds of the healed, potentially undoing the very healing they had received. Words of doubt can act like poison, infiltrating the subconscious and undermining the positive change that has just occurred. The power of this healing technique is not limited to any one religion or culture. It is a universal principle rooted in the understanding that the subconscious mind holds immense power. When individuals came to Jesus seeking healing, they were not only healed by their faith, but also by his profound understanding of the subconscious mind's ability to transform. Jesus didn't simply command the illness to leave. He felt with absolute certainty that the healing had already taken place. His unwavering belief resonated with the universal subconscious mind, aligning his intent with the subconscious patterns of the individuals he healed. The result was a spontaneous shift in their mental and physical state, leading to the miraculous healings recorded in the scriptures. This phenomenon is not confined to the distant past or to the sacred texts of any one faith. Throughout history, miraculous healings have been reported at shrines and holy sites around the world. From Japan to India, from Europe to the Americas, people have flocked to these sites, bringing their offerings, lighting candles and reciting prayers, all in the hope of receiving a divine touch that would restore their health. These rituals, though varied in form, share a common thread. They ignite the imagination, inspire faith, and create a powerful expectancy within the mind of the believer. One striking example can be found at the Daibutsu, the great Buddha shrine in Japan. Here, a colossal bronze statue of Buddha sits in serene contemplation, towering 42 feet above the pilgrims who come to seek his blessing. People of all ages approach the shrine with offerings of money, fruit, rice, and incense. They light candles and murmur prayers, each gesture infused with a deep sense of reverence and hope. Among the many stories of healing attributed to this shrine is that of a young woman who had lost her voice. Desperate for relief, she came to the shrine, offering 2 oranges and lighting a candle as she prayed for Buddha to restore her voice. She believed with all her heart that if she followed the prescribed ritual, fasting, making offerings, and praying, her voice would be returned to her. Her faith was not misplaced. After performing the ritual, she found that her voice had indeed returned. The act of following the ritual, combined with her unwavering belief, conditioned her subconscious mind to accept the possibility of healing. The subconscious, responding to this powerful belief, facilitated the restoration of her voice. This is the power of faith and imagination, working in tandem to bring about physical change. The story of this young woman, like so many others throughout history, illustrates the profound impact that belief and imagination can have on the healing process. It is not the ritual itself that holds the power, but the state of mind it creates. When we engage in these practices with sincere faith, we are not just going through the motions. We are conditioning our minds to expect a positive outcome. This expectation, deeply rooted in the subconscious, becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy, bringing about the very change we seek. In essence, the true power of healing lies within us, in the deep recesses of our subconscious minds. By nurturing faith, cultivating a positive expectation, and safeguarding our minds from doubt and negativity, we can unlock this power and bring about profound transformations in our health and well-being. This ancient technique, practiced for millennia, remains as relevant today as it was in the time of Jesus, reminding us that the key to healing is not found in external remedies, but in the boundless potential of our own minds. Let me share with you a story that might surprise you, yet it vividly illustrates the extraordinary power of the mind to heal. A close relative of mine, once diagnosed with severe tuberculosis, found himself on the brink of despair. His lungs were gravely affected, and medical treatment seemed to offer little hope. In a last-ditch effort to save his father, the man's son devised a plan that would challenge the very foundation of what we believe about healing. The son travelled to his father's home in Perth, Australia, carrying with him what appeared to be a sacred relic, a small piece of wood, encased in a ring that gleamed with a sense of authenticity. He told his father an incredible story. He had encountered a monk who had recently returned from one of the renowned healing shrines in Europe. This monk, the son claimed, had sold him a fragment of the true cross the very wood upon which Jesus had been crucified. According to the monk, countless people had been cured of their ailments simply by touching this relic. The father's imagination was instantly ignited by the tale. He believed in the power of the relic, and with great reverence, he placed the ring over his chest, closed his eyes, and prayed with all his heart. That night he slept peacefully, his mind filled with the expectation of healing. By the morning, something miraculous had occurred. The man's symptoms had vanished. Subsequent medical tests confirmed what seemed impossible. His tuberculosis was gone. It's easy to wonder if there was some magical power in that tiny piece of wood, but the truth is far more fascinating. The relic was nothing more than a sliver of wood picked up from a sidewalk and set into a ring by a local jeweler. The son had orchestrated the entire scenario, not out of malice but out of a desperate hope that his father's belief in the relic could trigger a profound change in his health. And it did. The cure was not in the wood, but in the father's mind, in the powerful combination of his awakened imagination and unwavering faith. This story is not unique, nor is it confined to the realm of personal anecdotes. Throughout history, diverse healing practices, from the most conventional to the most unconventional, have demonstrated time and again the remarkable influence of the mind over the body. Whether it's the work of osteopaths, chiropractors, naturopaths, or spiritual healers, the underlying mechanism is the same. The subconscious mind, when influenced by belief and suggestion, holds the key to healing. Consider, for example, the world of hypnosis. It's a well-documented fact that under hypnosis, individuals can be made to experience the symptoms of virtually any illness through suggestion alone. A hypnotized person might be told that they have a high fever, and their body will respond accordingly with flushed skin and elevated temperature. Or they might be told they cannot walk, and they will find themselves paralyzed, unable to move even though physically nothing is wrong. The power of suggestion is so strong that even holding a glass of cold water under a hypnotized person's nose and telling them it's full of pepper can make them sneeze uncontrollably. These reactions are not caused by the water or the imagined pepper. They are caused by the mind's belief in the suggestion. This principle works both ways. Just as the mind can induce symptoms of illness, it can also bring about healing. When we consider the countless reports of miraculous recoveries attributed to everything from prayer to alternative medicine, we must recognize that it is the mind, specifically the subconscious mind, that is at work. The subconscious is the ultimate healer, the force that drives the body's natural processes, from the healing of a simple cut to the more complex task of overcoming disease. Think about the last time you accidentally cut yourself while shaving. What did you do? Perhaps you washed the wound, applied a bandage, and waited for it to heal. But who or what actually healed the cut? Was it the bandage? The antiseptic? No. It was your body's natural healing process governed by the subconscious mind. Doctors may assist by setting the stage for healing, but it is the subconscious mind, with its innate drive for self-preservation, that does the real work. This understanding leads us to a powerful conclusion. The potential for healing lies within each of us. By tapping into the subconscious mind, through faith, belief, and positive suggestion, we can influence our bodies in ways that might seem miraculous. The subconscious mind is constantly at work, responding to the thoughts, beliefs, and emotions we feed it. When we align these with the expectation of health and well-being, we unlock the mind's incredible ability to heal. In essence, healing is not about the physical remedies or the rituals we perform. It's about the beliefs we hold and the power of the mind to transform those beliefs into reality. Whether you're praying over a relic, undergoing hypnosis, or simply trusting in the body's natural processes, the key to healing is the same: faith in the mind's ability to bring about the change we seek. The instinct for self-preservation is a force woven into the very fabric of our being. It's the most potent of all suggestions we give ourselves, a primal drive that has ensured our survival through countless generations. But beyond this natural instinct lies another equally powerful force: the mind's ability to heal. Across the ages, diverse theories and practices have emerged, each claiming to hold the key to this extraordinary process. From religious sects to modern therapeutic approaches, all assert their methods as the ultimate truth. Yet, despite their differences, they all tap into the same profound source, the subconscious mind. Take the case of Franz Anton Mesmer, an Austrian physician whose nonconformist practices in the late 18th century created a stir in the medical world. Mesmer found that he could perform miraculous healings on patients by putting magnets in their bodies. His remedies provided comfort to patients who had been suffering from various ailments for years. However, Mesmer wasn't satisfied with just magnets. He quickly started working with glass and metal things, and after a while, he came to the conclusion that the real source of healing was a strange energy he named animal magnetism, which he felt came from the healer to the patient. Mesmer's work established the groundwork for the practice of hypnotism, or mesmerism as it was known in his day, as it is known today. But his detractors were quick to discount his claims, blaming the power of suggestion rather than any mystical force for his achievements. However, in spite of their doubts, the outcomes were evident. Mesmer's patients were cured, whether by magic or just suggestion. This is not only a Mesmer phenomenon. Numerous other people have had comparable success throughout history, ranging from spiritual healers to psychiatrists, all of whom maintain that their approach is the only real way to well-being. However, if we take a closer look at these diverse practices, we discover that they all stem from the same fundamental belief in the ability of the mind to cure itself. Healing, at its core, is a matter of faith. It's a positive, defined attitude, a mental state that engages the subconscious mind's incredible ability to restore balance and health. The specific method or theory you choose is less important than the belief you hold in its effectiveness. Whether you place your faith in modern medicine, spiritual healing, or alternative therapies, it is the expectation of recovery, the confident belief that healing will occur, that triggers the subconscious mind to unleash its full potential. This idea is echoed in the words of Philippus Paracelsus, a renowned Swiss alchemist and physician of the 16th century. Paracelsus was a man ahead of his time, a healer who understood that the mind plays a critical role in the process of recovery. He famously declared, "Whether the object of your faith is real or false, you will nevertheless obtain the same effects." In other words, the power of belief is so strong that it can bring about miraculous results, regardless of whether the belief is based on truth or superstition. Imagine, for a moment, placing your faith in a simple statue, a figure of St. Peter perhaps. Paracelsus would argue that if you believe with all your heart that this statue can heal you, the results would be just as powerful as if St. Peter himself were standing before you. The mind, in its infinite capacity, does not distinguish between what is real and what is imagined when it comes to healing. It responds to the conviction, the absolute certainty, that healing will occur. In the end, it's not about the specific method or theory you choose. It's about the belief that fuels the process. The subconscious mind, the true healer within, responds to faith, faith in a remedy, faith in a ritual, faith in the mind's own power. This universal truth transcends the boundaries of time, culture, and scientific understanding. The subconscious is always listening, always ready to respond to the suggestions we give it. And when those suggestions are rooted in faith, they have the power to bring about what can only be described as miracles. The power of belief is a force so profound that it can alter reality itself. This idea, though ancient, has been echoed through the centuries by great minds who recognized the astonishing effects of imagination and faith. One such thinker, Pietro Pomponazzi, a 15th century Italian philosopher, understood the incredible impact of belief on the human mind. He observed that the faith people placed in relics, no matter their authenticity, could produce miraculous healing simply through the power of imagination. If one were to believe that a relic, even if it were just ordinary bones, held divine power, the results could be just as powerful as if it were genuinely sacred. This concept was later explored by Hippolyte Bernheim, a professor of medicine in France, who delved into the mysterious workings of the subconscious mind. Through his work, he demonstrated how the mere suggestion of healing could trigger the body's natural ability to restore itself. Bernheim's experiments were nothing short of remarkable. He once treated a man suffering from paralysis of the tongue, a condition that had resisted all other forms of treatment. With nothing more than a pocket thermometer, Bernheim convinced the man that he had a new and effective instrument for curing his ailment. The patient, believing in the power of this supposed device, found himself miraculously cured within moments. It wasn't the thermometer that healed him, but his own mind spurred into action by the belief that he would be healed. Bernheim's work further illustrated this phenomenon through an experiment involving a young woman who had lost her voice for several weeks. In front of his students, he declared that sometimes the loss of speech could be instantly reversed by the influence of electricity, though the real power lay in suggestion. By simply placing his hand on her throat and telling her she could speak, Bernheim watched as the young woman's voice returned immediately. The suggestion had acted as a powerful trigger for her subconscious mind, which responded by restoring her ability to speak. These examples are not isolated incidents. The subconscious mind is remarkably receptive to suggestion, a fact demonstrated in countless experiments across the world. One such experiment even involved the creation of a blister on a patient's skin merely through suggestion. Bernheim applied a postage stamp to a man's neck, convincing him that it was a powerful plaster that would cause a blister. Incredibly, the man's skin responded, forming a blister exactly as suggested. Perhaps most astonishing are the cases of stigmata, where individuals develop wounds resembling those of Christ's crucifixion, purely through the power of suggestion. In one documented case, a young man was placed in a trance and told that at a specific time blood would appear on his arms, tracing the outline of his name that had been previously marked with a blunt instrument. At the appointed hour, the stigmata appeared, blood seeping from the lines as foretold. These examples vividly illustrate the immense power of the subconscious mind. It is a force that can shape our reality, guided by the beliefs we hold. The subconscious doesn't question the origin of these beliefs. It simply acts upon them, whether they come from faith in a relic, confidence in a doctor's words, or the deep-seated conviction that healing is possible. The lesson here is clear. As we think, so we become. Our inner world of thoughts and beliefs has the power to manifest in the physical realm, shaping our health, our experiences, and ultimately our lives. Envision this immense force ingrained so deeply in you that it has the capacity to completely change your life from the inside out. The real healer, this power, resides in your subconscious. It's a fundamental aspect of who you are, not some outside force. Remind yourself that healing is a power that is just waiting for you to unleash it whenever you think about it. Like a seed planted in rich soil, faith has the amazing capacity to develop and bloom in accordance with its own nature. It is insufficient to merely sow the seed of a belief and leave it there. You must nurture your thoughts with care, providing them with optimism and unshakable faith, just as a gardener provides water and nutrients to their plants. Take care of your ideas and see how they develop into real, tangible things. When you turn your thoughts towards helping others, recognize that the quiet conviction of their wholeness, beauty, and perfection can ripple outwards, touching their subconscious mind in ways that bring about extraordinary change. It's not about forcing change, but rather about knowing, deep within, that this transformation is possible. This belief can dissolve negative patterns, replacing them with a renewed sense of harmony and well-being. You've likely heard of miraculous healings at sacred places, and while these stories may seem too good to be true, there's a profound truth hidden within them. These healings are often a result of vivid imagination and unwavering faith, both of which work on the subconscious mind to release its inherent healing powers. It's a testament to the mind's incredible influence over the body, for no ailment can manifest physically unless it first takes root as a mental pattern. The mind's power is such that, under hypnosis, symptoms of virtually any disease can be induced in a person. This illustrates just how potent your thoughts are, capable of shaping your reality in ways you might not even realize. Yet there's only one true healing process, and that is faith. Faith in the boundless capabilities of your subconscious mind. Whether the object of your faith is real or imagined, the results are the same. Your subconscious responds not to the external world, but to the thoughts you hold within. So let faith be the seed you plant in the rich soil of your mind, and know that it will grow into something extraordinary. In today's world, where everyone seems obsessed with finding cures for physical ailments and solving the challenges of daily life, the question arises, what truly heals? Where does this mysterious power come from? The answer might surprise you. It's not found in a pill, a doctor's office, or even in the hands of a skilled surgeon. The real healing power resides deep within your subconscious mind, and it's a power that you, and only you, can unlock. Imagine for a moment that every healer, be it a doctor, psychologist, or spiritual practitioner, is merely a guide. They can lead you to the door of healing, but it's your own mind that must walk through it. No doctor has ever healed a patient. Rather, they set the stage for the body's natural processes to take over. There's an old saying that captures this perfectly. The physician dresses the wound, but it's the divine power within that heals it. This divine power, whether you call it nature, life force, God, or creative intelligence, is always at work within you, waiting to be unleashed. Psychologists and psychiatrists don't cure. Instead, they help remove the mental blocks that prevent your mind from doing what it naturally does best: heal. Surgeons, too, aren't the healers. They simply remove the physical obstacles that stand in the way of your body's innate ability to repair itself. The truth is, no one can claim the title of healer, because the only true healer is the subconscious mind, and this mind is within every person, regardless of their background, beliefs, or faith. What's truly remarkable is that this healing principle operates in everyone, without exception. It doesn't discriminate based on religion, race, or even belief in its existence. Whether you are devout, skeptical, or identify as an atheist, the healing power of your subconscious is at work, constantly striving to bring balance and health to your body and mind. It's the reason why a cut on your hand heals, whether or not you consciously think about it. The subconscious mind is the silent force behind every recovery, every return to health, and every moment of healing that occurs in your life. By changing your mental attitude, by opening up to this incredible power within you, you can release the healing energies that lie dormant. The key to health and well-being isn't outside of you, it's within you, in the deepest recesses of your mind, waiting for you to believe in it, trust in it, and allow it to work its wonders. Imagine for a moment that within you lies a limitless power, an intelligence that responds not to the whims of fate, but to the depth of your belief. This is the foundation of modern mental therapy, the profound truth that your subconscious mind, an infinite reservoir of wisdom and strength, reacts directly to your faith. When a practitioner of mental science engages in their therapeutic process, they follow a timeless principle, one echoed in ancient texts. Retreat into the quiet sanctuary of your mind and close the door. This isn't about physically stepping into a room, but about turning inward, silencing the clamor of the outside world, and focusing solely on the boundless healing presence that resides within. By shutting out external distractions and appearances, the mind becomes a fertile ground for the seeds of your deepest desires and needs. With calm assurance, the practitioner surrenders their request to the subconscious, fully aware that this profound intelligence will respond, shaping reality according to the specific needs presented. The beauty of this process lies in its simplicity. Picture the outcome you want, feel it as though it has already happened, and trust that the infinite life energy inside you will bring your conscious choice to life. This is what the saying, "Believe that you have received and you shall receive," really means. Prayer therapy is a powerful healing technique that transcends all religious and cultural boundaries, since it is grounded in a universal truth rather than just a specific precept. Every living thing has a single, all-encompassing healing force, from the smallest grass blade to the biggest tree, and from wild animals to the elements themselves. This fundamental energy, which manifests as instinct in the animal world, the law of growth in the plant kingdom, and the impetus for expansion in the mineral kingdom, permeates all of existence. But unlike the rest of nature, humans have the extraordinary ability to consciously manipulate this concept, applying it to their benefit in a multitude of ways to bring blessings and healing into their lives. No matter the method, the technique, or the approach, there is only one process of healing, and that is faith. Faith is the key that unlocks the power of your subconscious, allowing it to shape every aspect of your life in harmony with your deepest beliefs. Every religion and every spiritual practice has its roots in some form of belief, and these beliefs are expressed in myriad ways. But the essence remains the same. The law of life is the law of belief. What you believe about yourself, about life, about the universe becomes your reality. Belief isn't about rituals, ceremonies, or institutions. It's about the thoughts that dwell in your mind, thoughts that, when fully embraced, direct the boundless power of your subconscious into every corner of your existence. As the ancient wisdom states, all things are possible to those who believe. This isn't just an ideal. It's a living truth, waiting for you to embrace it and let it transform your life. It's a misconception to think that something outside of you can truly harm you. The real source of any pain or trouble lies not in the thing itself, but in the belief or thought you hold in your mind about it. Every experience, every action, every event in your life is nothing more than a reflection of your own thoughts. This is the foundation of prayer therapy, a methodical, intentional process that harnesses the combined power of your conscious and subconscious mind. When you engage in prayer therapy, you're not just wishing for something to happen. You're actively guiding the immense power of your mind towards a specific purpose. This isn't about blind faith. It's about knowing exactly what you're doing and why you're doing it. You trust in the law of healing, understanding that your thoughts shape your reality. This process is often called mental treatment or scientific prayer. Whatever the name, the essence remains the same. You consciously choose an idea, a mental image, or a goal that you want to bring into your life. Imagine holding in your mind a vision of what you desire, whether it's health, peace, or success. You recognize your ability to transmit this image to your subconscious, feeling the reality of this desired state as if it's already happening. The more you stay true to this mental attitude, the more you align your conscious thoughts with your subconscious power, and the more likely your prayer will be answered. Prayer therapy isn't a vague hope. It's a deliberate mental action aimed at achieving a specific outcome. What does it truly mean to have blind faith, and how does it work? The phenomenon, often referred to as faith healing, is not the same as the faith described in spiritual texts like the Bible, which involves a deep understanding of the conscious and subconscious mind working in harmony. A faith healer is someone who claims to heal without any real scientific knowledge of the forces at play. They might assert that they possess a special gift, and the unwavering belief of the sick person in the healer's power can indeed lead to remarkable results. Take, for example, the voodoo practitioners in South Africa and other parts of the world, who perform healing rituals with chants and charms, or consider those who believe they've been cured by touching the relics of saints or other sacred objects. The common thread here isn't the method itself, but the absolute faith that these methods will work. The shift from fear and doubt to faith and expectation is often what triggers the healing process. Many people have asserted throughout history that their own approach was the best since it yielded outcomes. However, the mere fact that something functions does not imply that its foundation is sound. This takes us to the idea of blind faith, which is the ability to believe something to have actual effects without knowing the underlying mechanics. Take the late 18th century Swiss physician Franz Anton Mesmer as an example. Mesmer claimed to have used artificial magnets to stroke the bodies of the ill and heal them of many ailments. He eventually threw away the magnets and created his hypothesis of animal magnetism, which was based on the idea that a mystery fluid, thought to pervade the cosmos, is especially strong in the human body. According to Mesmer, his patients received this magnetic fluid from him and were cured as a result. His techniques drew a large following, and many healing miracles were documented. Mesmer's fame grew, and he moved to Paris, where his claims drew the attention of the French government. A commission, including Benjamin Franklin, was appointed to investigate his practices. The commission confirmed the cures, but found no evidence to support Mesmer's theory of magnetic fluid. Instead, They concluded that the effects were likely due to the patient's imagination. Not long after, Mesmer's influence waned, and he eventually died in relative obscurity. But the story didn't end there. A physician from Manchester, Dr. James Braid, set out to debunk Mesmer's theory by showing that the supposed magnetic fluid had nothing to do with the healings. Braid discovered that many of the effects attributed to Mesmer could be replicated through hypnosis. By placing patients in a hypnotic state, he demonstrated that the mind's power, fueled by suggestion, was responsible for the cures. Looking back, it's clear that these healings were produced by the patient's active imaginations, coupled with powerful suggestions that implanted the idea of health into their subconscious minds. This, in essence, is what we now understand as blind faith. At the time, the mechanics of how these healings occurred were not yet understood, but the results were undeniable. The mind, when gripped by belief, even blind belief, can exert a powerful influence over the body, leading to outcomes that seem nothing short of miraculous. Imagine for a moment that your subconscious mind is like a vast, fertile field, ready to bring forth whatever seeds are planted in it. These seeds are the thoughts, beliefs, and suggestions that you or others impress upon it. The incredible truth is that your subconscious is as responsive to the commands of your conscious mind as it is to the suggestions of others. This means that whatever belief you consciously adopt, whether actively or passively, can take root and grow within you, manifesting in your reality. When it comes to mental healing, the faith required isn't about blind belief in something external. It's a deep, inner trust that arises when the conscious mind stops resisting and allows the subconscious to take over. Ideally, both your conscious and subconscious minds are aligned in this belief, working together to bring about the desired outcome. However, this isn't always necessary. By entering a state of deep relaxation, a kind of drowsy, passive receptivity, you create the perfect environment for your subconscious to absorb the healing suggestions. Recently, a man asked me how he managed to experience healing through a minister, despite not believing a word the minister said. He found the minister's claims that disease and matter don't exist to be absurd, and initially resisted the idea. Yet, when he was gently calmed and guided into a state of passive relaxation, something remarkable happened. The minister too entered a passive state, silently affirming the man's perfect health, peace and harmony for about 30 minutes. The result? The man felt immense relief and his health was restored. How could this be? The key lies in the man's passive state, which allows his subconscious mind to become fully receptive to the minister's suggestions. In that relaxed state, the usual resistance of the conscious mind was minimal, allowing the subconscious to take over and fulfill the suggestion of perfect health. The minister wasn't blocked by the man's doubts or objections because in that moment of relaxation, those doubts held no power. The healing took place because the subconscious mind responded directly to the suggestion without interference. This concept extends even further when we consider healing at a distance. Suppose you learn that your mother, living across the country, has fallen ill. Although she's not physically present, you can still pray for her well-being. The work isn't done by you directly, but by the creative power of the subconscious mind, which operates beyond physical limitations. Your prayer, when it creates an inner realization of health and harmony, influences your mother's subconscious as well. Because there is only one universal subconscious mind, your thoughts of health, vitality, and wholeness ripple out and set in motion a healing process within her. The beauty of this process is that it doesn't rely on physical presence or even conscious belief. It's the deep inner conviction, whether in yourself or another, that awakens the healing power of the subconscious mind, allowing it to bring about the desired change. In this way, healing becomes not just a possibility, but an inevitable response to the focused and aligned thoughts of health and well-being. Imagine a place where the limitations of time and space dissolve, where the power of your mind can reach across distances, transcending physical boundaries. This is not a distant fantasy, but a reality of the mind, a reality where the universal consciousness operates, connecting all beings regardless of where they are. In this realm, there is no such thing as absent healing or distant prayer, because the mind that heals is omnipresent, working simultaneously everywhere. When you focus on the well-being of a loved one who is far away, you are not sending thoughts or pushing intentions across miles. Instead, you are aligning with the universal mind that is already present within them, just as it is within you. The act of healing through prayer is a deliberate, conscious movement of thought. When you consciously embody qualities like health, peace, and relaxation, these qualities begin to manifest in the experience of the person you are praying for. The results follow naturally, as day follows night. Allow me to illustrate this with a potent case study of distant healing. Recently, a woman in Los Angeles prayed for her mother, who was experiencing a severe case of coronary thrombosis in New York. Her prayer was not a cry for help, but rather a composed, assured statement that, "My mother is right where the healing presence is." Like shadows on a screen, her bodily state is only a mirror of her mental state. I have to adjust the projector's reel in order to alter the images on the screen. I now visualize my mother in perfect health, peace, and well-being because my mind is the real. Every particle of her being is now saturated with the limitless healing presence that created her body and all of its organs. Every cell in her body is a river of peace. Everyone who comes into contact with her is guided to act morally by divine inspiration, including the doctors. I understand that there is no ultimate truth to illness. If there were, then there would be no healing. I now link myself with the everlasting principle of life and love, and I declare and know that my mother's body is now exhibiting harmony, health, and peace. What happened next was nothing short of miraculous. Her mother's condition began to improve rapidly. The daughter's prayer activated the creative law of the subconscious mind, which then operated through her mother's mind and body, bringing about perfect health and harmony. The mother, though unaware of the specific words her daughter had prayed, experienced the reality of those words in her own body. This is the essence of what people often misunderstand as distant healing. The truth is, there is no distance in the mind. The same universal consciousness that operates in you is at work in everyone else, making it possible for your thoughts of health and well-being to influence your loved ones, no matter where they are. Now consider the power of suggestion in healing. A friend of mine, a psychologist, once shared his story with me. He had been diagnosed with tuberculosis, with X-rays and tests confirming the infection in one of his lungs. Each night, just before falling asleep, he would quietly affirm to himself, "Every cell, nerve, tissue, and muscle in my lungs is now becoming whole, pure, and perfect. My entire body is being restored to health and harmony." Within a month, he experienced a complete recovery. Curious about his method, I asked why he chose to repeat these affirmations just before sleep. His answer was enlightening. The kinetic action of the subconscious continues during sleep, so it's important to give the subconscious something positive to work on as you drift into sleep. This wise approach harnesses the ongoing power of the subconscious mind, which remains active even when the conscious mind is at rest. By focusing on health and harmony, he never gave power to the disease by naming it. This is a key principle I encourage everyone to follow. Stop naming your ailments or giving them attention. The only nourishment these conditions receive is the energy you feed them through fear and focus. Like a skilled gardener pruning away dead branches, you must mentally remove the thoughts of illness to allow healthy, vibrant thoughts to flourish. Naming and fixating on symptoms can inhibit the kinetic action of the subconscious mind, which is the release of its healing energy. Moreover, by the law of your own mind, these imagined fears can manifest in reality if given too much attention. Instead, fill your mind with the great truths of life and move forward in the light of love and health. As you close this chapter, consider the limitless potential that lies within you. The journey you've embarked on is not just a path to healing, but a profound exploration of the power of your mind. Every thought, every belief, and every conscious intention has the ability to shape your reality, influencing your health, your experiences, and the well-being of those you love. In a world where it's easy to feel overwhelmed by external circumstances, remember that true power resides not in the world around you, but within your own consciousness. The universal mind, that infinite source of wisdom and healing, is always accessible, always ready to respond to your sincere desires and intentions. You are not a passive participant in the story of your life. You are the author, with the ability to write and rewrite your own narrative. As you progress, remember that your ideas are effective instruments that can bring about prosperity, harmony, and well-being. The values you've accepted here are more than simply lofty concepts. They hold the secrets to a happy and fulfilled existence. You may change obstacles into opportunities and realize your greatest dreams by bringing your conscious and subconscious thoughts into harmony. This is a fresh start for you, not the end of your trip. Remember that you are a part of the infinite, and that connection gives you the ability to create, heal, and prosper with each step you take. You have been given the light of insight, and as you walk in that light, you will realize how magnificent life can be. Move forth with assurance, understanding that every constructive idea and deed you do is supported by the cosmos itself. Accept the fact that you are capable of healing, growing, and changing, today, tomorrow, and every day after that.